So we were studying about acids and bases, and now we will continue. And we were studying that how reaction of bases takes place with acids. Reaction of bases with uh, metals. Sorry, reaction of bases with metals. So here I'm taking a test tube, and here I'm using a base and a metal. So here I'm using a metal which is zinc, and I'm using a base here, and you can take any type of base. I'm using sodium hydroxide here. Okay, now our reaction is that when base reacts with metals, it will form a salt, and definitely it will form hydrogen gas. Okay, now if we look further, one thing we studied, that when acid reacts with metal, if you remember this, that we put zinc here and we are using acid here, that is HCl. So here we studied this in previous classes, that acid reacts with metal, it will form a salt and hydrogen gas. So two things are same here. When acid goes with metal, it will form salt and hydrogen gas, and when base goes with metal, it also forms salt and hydrogen gas. But here, in case of acid, the formula is same, but there is one difference. When acid goes with metal, it will form this metal, and this non-metal part will come together, and it will form ZnCl and H2. ZnCl, after that we can balance it. Okay, so here this is salt, this is metal part, and this is non-metal part, so it will form a salt. Okay, but in this case I'm using a base, that is sodium hydroxide, and a metal, so definitely a salt will form, but the salt will of two metals and one non-metal. Okay, in case of acid, there will be one metal, that is one metal, and this is one non-metal. But in case of bases, there will be two metal, and I'm writing this, that these two metals are Zn, zinc and sodium. So I'm writing this, it will be sodium, it will be zinc, okay, and it will be oxygen, and hydrogen gas will release. So this sodium and this zinc, and I will balance this. So I'm using 2 here, and it will form Na2 and O2. So this is known as sodium, this is sodium, and these two are known as zincate, and this is hydrogen gas. So this sodium zincate is salt, but it is different from salt which is produced by acid. Same reaction when acid goes with metal and base goes with metal. Here only the salt is with one metal and one non-metal, but here there are two metals. One metal is sodium, another metal is zinc. Sodium, this is sodium, and ZnO is known as zincate. So this is sodium zincate. This is salt, but this salt is made up of two metals and one non-metal. What is non-metal here? Oxygen is definitely non-metal thing, and sodium and zinc are metal things. So definitely a salt will form. Definitely salt will form, but it is slightly different from acidic salt. So the salt when base goes with metal, salt when base goes with salt, and salt when base goes with metal, and when acid goes with metal. So in both cases salt will produce and hydrogen gas will release. But the difference is in when base goes with metal, when bases goes with metal, the salt will be of two metal, and one non-metal, and in this case there will be one metal and one non-metal. So this is two metallic salt and this is one metallic salt. Okay, reaction of bases with metals. Now I'm taking another example. In this test tube I'm taking another type of metal, and this metal is aluminium. In previous case we have used zinc, and now I'm adding a base which is sodium hydroxide. Again, you can use any type of base, whatever you want. We know about so many types of bases: sodium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, copper hydroxide, whatever you want to take. Okay, now this is metal and this is our base. So we know that when base goes with metal, it will form a salt, but better if we write two metal salt. Two metal salt, definitely if it is a salt, it is made up of one metal and non-metal. So here two metals are in use and hydrogen gas will be released. So base is this sodium hydroxide and metal is this aluminium, and definitely it will form two metallic salt. So here sodium and aluminium and oxygen is used and hydrogen will be released. So this is a salt, this is sodium, and this ALO or aluminium and oxygen part is known as aluminate. So this is sodium aluminate. This is a salt. Definitely this is a salt because there are two metals and one non-metal. Oxygen is non-metal, remember this. And we know that what is metal and what is non-metal. We are very much aware of this. So two metal salt, okay. Now sodium and ALO is known as aluminate, as ZNO known as zincate. ALO, aluminium oxide, is also known as aluminate, and this hydrogen gas will release. So this salt is formed when bases goes with metal. Now I'm moving further to another point, and the point is effect of dilution for bases on hydroxide ion. Okay, what is this? Look, effect of dilution for bases. If I am diluting any type of bases, and we studied that how to dilute acid. So in previous case we diluted acid with water. Definitely in each and every case you have to dilute anything. If you want to dilute something, you have to use water. So in this case I'm using any type of base you can use. I'm using magnesium hydroxide here. Okay, now don't get confused. Why I wrote 2 here is from your 9th class chemistry chapter number 3, chemical balancing. So I told you how to balance formulas, and if you are not aware of this yet, so please go to your 9th class science book and chapter number 3 from chemistry, and you will be able to understand that why sometimes I write 2 here and why I don't. So this is just a game of valency. Okay, and I'm adding water to it. Okay, now it will get dilute. Now one thing you know, that H on every type of base. Okay, you know what are bases? Either they have OH or they don't have OH. Either they have OH or they don't have OH, but they should have the capacity to release OH, because in previous classes we studied that there are many types of bases which doesn't contain any OH, or sometimes metal oxides are also bases. We studied that zinc oxide is a base, and zinc oxide is a base, calcium oxide is a base, copper oxide is a base. Every type of metal oxide is a base. We studied that metal oxides are bases. Why metal oxides are bases? We studied this in previous classes, that all type of metal oxides are bases in nature, and non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. Don't think twice when you are given with this type of question that something reacts with metal oxide. Definitely it means that this thing is reacting with base, and metal oxides are zinc oxide, magnesium oxide, calcium oxide, copper oxide, ferrous oxide. Okay, whatever you want to take, all of them are bases. Definitely. And these non-metal oxides, so if you are given with question that something is reacting with non-metal oxide, it does mean that this thing is Indirectly it is react, you could be asked that it is something is reacting with non-metal oxide, but in real it is reacting with acids, because non-metal oxides are acid definitely. So what is non-metal oxides? CO2 is non-metal oxide, as carbon is non-metal. On oxygen, we know we have to use oxygen here. Okay, NO3. Now this nitrogen is containing oxygen, carbon is containing oxygen, sulfur is containing oxygen. So all of them are metal oxides and all of them are non-metal oxide. Remember this thing carefully, don't get confused next time. And these questions come several times in exams, that if something is reacting with metal oxides, and we used to think that what is the meaning of metal oxide, and I have to write this, just think that they are bases and they are acids. Now, though they are not having any type of OH ions, because we know that bases have OH ions and acids have H plus ions, though they are not having these H plus and OH ions, but whenever both of them come in contact with water, both of them come in contact with water, either base come in contact with water or either acid come in contact with water, both of them have capacity to release OH ions for bases and H ions for acids. That's why when these metal oxides come in contact with water, they pressurize this water to release their OH ions. And when these non-metal oxides or acids, why they are acids? Because despite of having H, they can pressurize this water molecules to release H plus ions. So definitely they are not having OH and H, but they have capacity to release H and OH in presence of water, from water definitely, because they are not neither having H, OH, whatever, but they can pressurize water to release them. That's why they are acids and bases. So don't forget this. So here we are doing an experiment, that what would happen to a base if we add water to it, or if we dilute to this. So now we are diluting this, and I'm diluting this magnesium hydroxide, which is a base, by using water to it. Now, as it is a base, and definitely it is very simple base, because each and every one case can say that this is base, because it can easily release its OH ion. So in water solution, this magnesium will release its OH ion, and not only once, it will release its OH ion twice, because it is having an OH ion two times. Okay, just because this is a game of valency, why I use two sometimes, and in if I'm writing OH, I'm not using two, and if I'm using magnesium hydroxide, I'm using two, because they will exchange their valency. So just to clear this topic by yourself, or you can ask me, I will take an extra class someday and I will tell you. So whatever. So here, this is a base, magnesium hydroxide, and I add water to it. So this magnesium oxide will break down into magnesium and OH, and if it will break down in magnesium and OH two times, as it is containing hydroxide or OH ions two times. Okay, now it is a base and it will dissociate. What would happen? It will dissociate. Okay, it will dissociate in Mg and OH ions, and if I'm continuously adding water to it, it is continuously dissociating. Okay, this is our magnesium hydroxide, and I'm adding water to it, and this magnesium hydroxide is continuously dissociating into OH, okay, minus, you can write to here. It is continuously dissociating. So there will be OH, OH. So I'm writing, I'm taking another test tube, a big test tube, okay. So here OH minus, OH minus, OH minus, obviously Mg plus, Mg plus, Mg plus, Mg plus. Definitely they will dissociate it as soon as I add water to it. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm diluting this magnesium hydroxide. A simple thing I'm doing, I'm diluting this magnesium hydroxide. So it will get dissociate by the help of water. It will get dissociate. It is dissociating, breaking down. Okay, you can also write ionization. Okay, you can also write ionization. Why you can also write ionization? Because when you dilute or when you add water to this, it will breaking down into magnesium Mg plus and OH minus. This OH is minus, it is having a charge of minus, and everything you have studied in your ninth class, okay, that why OH is negative and why magnesium is positive. All things you have studied in your ninth class. So here it is dissociating and breaking down into plus and minus charges, the molecules or the atoms containing plus and minus charges, which is dissociating in plus and minus charges. That's why this process is known as ionization, because this is positive ion and this is negative ion. So you can also write dissociation. Sometimes you will read about ionization. So it means same. So it is dissociating into magnesium and OH ions. Now, if all the magnesium ion will dissociate, now it is completely dissociated. And suppose when I start adding water, there was 10 molecules of magnesium hydroxide, 10 molecules of magnesium hydroxide, and all of them dissociated. Okay, so now I will get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. Okay, 10 more, 10 ions of OH, which is negatively charged, and 10 magnesium. Okay, now all of them are dissociated in 10 magnesium and 10 OH. Okay, they are dissociated. So they are dissociated and they show that they are bases, because when they dissociate their OH ion, I can change my blue red strip to blue, my red litmus strip to blue. It will change when I dip it, it will change to blue. Okay, now what will happen next? I'm continuously adding water, I'm continuously adding water, I'm continuously adding water. So if I'm continuously adding water, the vigor or the power of OH ion will decrease. As suddenly when I started to add H2O, it will dissociate and it will express that I am base, because I can release my OH. So it can release its OH and it will say that I am base. Okay, now the litmus paper will turn blue and everything will happen after that. But continuously, as I'm adding H2O, I'm adding continuously H2O, and what would happen, that the power of OH will become less, because there will be more amount of water, because all the I'm using a big test tube. Okay, I'm using a big test tube. So all the magnesium hydroxide are dissociated in 10 magnesium and OH ion 10. Okay, they dissociated. All of them are dissociated in this. Okay. Now, if I'm continuously adding water, now there are no, because we know that all bases needs water. We know that base needs water to dissociate OH ion. We know this, that both acids and bases need water to dissociate their H and OH ions respectively. Okay, so these OH ions are dissociated. But if I'm adding more water, there is no more MgOH or no more base to dissociate anything, because they are dissociated previously. Now, what nothing will happen or nothing will dissociate if I will add more water, because everything is dissociated previously, and there is no use of dissociation, or dissociation will not take place if I will add more water, more water, more water, because all of them are dissociated and now there is no use of water for dissociation. Okay, so by adding more water, dissociation meaning, look, dissociation, this means remove, and association means unity. Okay, this is magnesium hydroxide. Okay, now this magnesium hydroxide is made up of Mg plus and OH minus. Okay, now this is made up of this. I'm using water. Okay, I'm using water to release its OH ion, because without water, no, neither base or nor acid can break down this. Okay, now I am dissociating, means I am removing their unity. This matlab means remove, and association, you know, association, you are associated with me right now. Okay, and when will class will finish, you will disassociate with me. So now we are in association. Okay, okay, now if I use water to this magnesium hydroxide will dissociate or break down. It will break down into magnesium plus OH. Okay, and this is positive and this is negative, because Each and every metal, don't forget ever, metal is always positive and non-metal is always negative. Whatever charges they are containing, they can be Mg2. Okay, valency could be 2 3 1 2 1 2 3. Okay, what valency could be anything, but they are always non-metals. Are oxygen is non-metal and hydrogen is non-metal, so they are always, they are contain negative valency. Together or in alone they will be negative and metal will be positive always. So now they are dissociating, they are breaking down, and as soon as they break down in this test tube, this test tube was full of magnesium hydroxide and I added water to it. So this will dissociate, this will break down, they will go apart, and the result will be like this. This magnesium will be, there will be magnesium will be alone and OH will be alone. But this is a good indicator, because if they are alone, if both of them are alone, magnesium and hydroxide are alone, at least this hydroxide will show that if hydroxide is released somewhere, it is an indicator that I am a base. Why MgOH is base? Because it can release its OH ion. So here they are dissociating and they are able to release its OH ion. So here OH ions are released. They are released. Okay. So they are dissociating, but as I have used only 10 molecules of magnesium hydroxide, I can get 10 magnesium in dissociating form and 10 OH in dissociating form. Now there is no meaning of adding more water to dissociate them, because all of them, if I used 10 magnesium hydroxide, okay, and I will get 10 magnesium plus 10 OH whole twice, and both of them are dissociated in this test tube. So if I will add more water, there is no meaning that any OH will release or any magnesium will dissociate, or they will get separate. Now this dissociation is also known as ionization. Okay, ionization. Why ionization? Because this magnesium hydroxide is breaking down into plus and minus. Magnesium is plus because it is metal, hydroxide is minus because it is negative. So this is also known as ionization, because they are breaking down, not only they are breaking down, but they are breaking down into their corresponding ions. That's why this dissociation or breaking down or removal of unit is also known as ionization. Acids are also ionized by H plus, H plus and whatever they are containing, like HCl dissociates into H plus and HCl minus. Okay, H2SO4 dissociates into H2 plus SO4 minus. Okay, this H ion is a indicator of acid. So all of them dissociate. So here they are dissociating. Now my question was that if I dilute this, what would happen? Now I'm continuously diluting this, I'm continuously adding water. So a time will come where there will be no dissociation, because no molecules, no MgOH molecules are left to dissociate or to release their OH ions. So there will be more water, there will be more water, there will be more water molecule, there will be more water molecule, and there will be very less OH ions and very less Mg ions. A time will come when I am adding water, continuously adding water. So at the time, as H2O will raise and the magnesium plus and OH ion will down. They will not come down. Definitely they are 10 and they will remain 10. I use 10 molecules of magnesium hydroxide. So it doesn't mean that there will decrease to 9, 8, 7. No, it will same. But as I'm increasing the amount of water, definitely the ratio will decrease. So I'm talking about the ratio. I'm not talking about the molecule will come down. No, they will. I used 10 mgOH and there will be 10 mgOH. No, there will be no change. But I'm increasing molecules of water, 10 molecule, 20 molecule, 1000 molecule, 10,000 molecule. Okay, now in this test tube, there are 10,000 molecules of water and there are only 10 molecules of dissociated magnesium hydroxide. Okay, and hydroxide is an indicator of base. Now it is much diluted, it is much diluted that it will be very difficult of us to find that either it is a base or not, because if there is only 10 molecules of OH only, because OH is indicator of base. OH hydroxide ion is indicator of base. We know this, that anything which can release OH ion or which can pressurize water to release OH ion, it is base. So here only 10 molecules of OH ions are present. Now it is much diluted, that there are 10,000 molecules of water and only 10 molecules of OH. And now if we will use any indicator, I'm using red litmus paper to test either it is acid or base, there will be no result. It will not show me any type of indication. Okay. But in previous cases, if there were 10 molecules of water and 10 molecules of OH, as I started to dilute it, okay, then it will give very beautiful result of base. It will turn red litmus paper into blue, because this time the number of water molecule and number of dissociated OH molecules are same. So it is more powerful. It is very powerful and it can show its strength. But in this case, we added water, and continuously as we added water, the strength of this OH will decrease very drastically, and it is not more longer a base. You cannot find any type of base here. You cannot go with any type of experiment or any type of indicators. We studied there are so many type of indicators. There will be no result finally. Okay, so the strength will, okay, strength of the solution will decrease and it will become less basic. Either you will do it with acid or you will do it with base. The result will be same. If you add more water, the strength will become less. Okay, suppose you are taking a cold drink. You're taking your favorite cold drink or your favorite juice. Okay, and now I ask you to add water to this. Okay, you are taking 100 ml of your favorite cola drink or Pepsi or Coca-Cola, whatever, and I ask you to add 5 liters of water to it. Okay, would you add this? No, you will not add this, because you know that as soon as I started adding water to this cold drink will not remain cold drink. It will definitely turn something like water. It will be tasteless, smellless, colorless, and juice will be smellless, colorless, tasteless. Why so? Because as soon as you start adding water, the molecule of water will rise definitely, and molecule of juice or your cola will go down. Okay, so they are not going down, number is not decreasing, but the ratio is decreasing. And definitely after some time, after you add 5 liters of water to 10 ml of your juice or cola, a time will come that it will only taste like it is water, and you cannot find anything like juice in this solution. Okay, the juice will go somewhere else. The juice will go somewhere else, and it will only left with this water, 5 liter water. So why you are not doing this? Or why you don't like to add water to your cola or your juice? We don't like to add water to our juice, our cola, whatever we are taking. Why so? Because if water molecule increase, the strength of the solution decrease. Either you are using cola, either you are using acid, either you are using base, whatever you use, the dilution, as dilution increase, don't forget that each and every type of dilution can be done by with water. So as the dilution will increase, your strength of your solution will decrease. That's why we don't like to add water to our cola. Okay, now these are some examples of common bases you could be asked with this. This is sodium hydroxide. It helps in cleaning. This is potassium hydroxide. It is used in soap and cosmetics. This is aluminum hydroxide. Look, all of them are having OH, and some of them are not having OH, but some of them are not having OH, but they pressurize water to release OH. That's why they are also known as OH. And some of them, like metal oxide, we studied earlier, that metal oxides like calcium oxide, zinc oxide, ferrous oxide, magnesium oxide, sodium oxide, all of them are definitely, they are not having OH. I can't see OH in them, but when they come in contact with water, they pressurize this water to release OH ions. So there is not so important that something is not having acid. You could be asked that, is this a base? Okay, is this a base? Is this a base? Is this a base? Yes, this is a base. Now it is not having OH. Yes, though it is not having OH, but when it will come with contact with water, it pressurizes this water to release its OH. That's why this is a base. Okay, so all of them are bases. Okay, the next base is calcium hydroxide. If you remember, yes, this is slacked lime. Okay, this is slacked lime. So this is also a base. Now I'm moving to another point. Deliquescent nature of caustic soda. This is also known as caustic soda beta, and this is caustic potash. Okay, now what is deliquescent nature? The deliquescent nature means that right now there is humidity. Okay, and humidity in atmosphere. Each and everywhere the droplets of water remains in atmosphere and there is humidity. So if I put a bit amount of sodium hydroxide and if I put amount of KOH in these two laboratory dishes, okay, they will absorb water. Both of them will absorb water. Both of them will absorb water and turn themselves into liquid, or we can say solution. Okay, so they will absorb water molecules from atmosphere, and by absorbing water molecule they will turn themselves into liquid or solution, whatever you say. Okay, so this nature is known as deliquescent nature. It is present in a base which is known as caustic soda, sodium hydroxide, and KOH. Okay, now moving to another point, I want to tell some very important topic to you, that how do we express something like it is acidic or it is basic. Okay, whenever we want to express something very perfectly, we know that some things are acid and some things are base, but we don't know that what is more acidic and what is less acidic. So we want to reach to an accurate point, or we want to reach accuracy. So this accuracy can be taken or can be written in the form of pH. Okay, now what is pH? pH is something like this is a neutral solution. Okay, neutral. Or just take an example of water. If I break water, I can break water into this. I can break water into H plus and OH minus. Look carefully. 2H and 1O. Okay. Now we know that acids have H plus ions and bases have OH minus ions. We know this from previous classes, that all acids can release H plus ion and all bases can release their OH ions. But in water, we can say that water is mixture of acid and base. Okay. So water is mixture of acid and base. So water is having H plus and OH minus. Okay, here it is ionized, or here it is disassociate. Okay, water. Okay, now this is the water. You can also write formula water like H plus and OH minus. This is also correct. This is also water. Okay, now in water, there will be equal amount of H plus and OH minus in water. Water is acidic same time and water is basic same time, but the amount of H plus and OH ions are same in water molecule. That's why water is mixture of acid and base, but it doesn't show character of acid or bases, because acid and base both are present in water. That's why water is neither acidic, water is nor basic, water is neutral. And in this water there is equal amount of H plus and equal amount of OH minus. Okay, now water is neutral. Now there are so many substances, those are acidic and those are basic, and I want to take an accuracy for them, that what is the accurate number of acid and base. Suppose I'm taking curd, and I want to know, I know that it is acidic, but I want to know that how much amount of acid H plus are present and how much amount of OH is present. Okay, now in water, the amount of H plus and OH ions are same. That's why it is neither acidic nor basic, because this is acidic part, this is basic part, and water is neutral. Neither it is acidic nor it is basic, because it is having both of them. Okay. But in curd, I know that curd is acidic, and definitely if I say, okay, if I'm using something, if I'm using curd, okay, I know that there is something more about H plus ion and there is something less about OH ion. Okay, isn't it? Because it is basic. Okay. And now if I'm using curd, I know there is something more about H plus ion and something less about OH ions. And if I'm using a base, I'm using a soap. Okay. So I know that there is something less about H plus and there is something more about OH minus. Okay, so each and everyone know that acidic part, in acidic part there will be something more about OH, and in basic part there is something more about OH minus. Okay, now I take example of water again. Okay, and here I can take number of molecules 10. 10 is number of molecules. Okay, now for water I will know that 5 are H plus and 5 are OH minus, because water is having equal number of H and OH. Okay. Now if I'm using curd, I know that H will be more and OH will be less. Okay. But that should be equal to 10. That should be equal to 10. Okay. In curd, if I come to know, or if I get to know, like someone told me that you are having 8 H plus, then I will be sure that there will be 2 OH minus and it equals to 10, because it will move towards more, H plus side. And if I'm using a soap, it is a base. Okay, I know that OH ions are more and H ions are less, but if someone tells me that here are 9 OH ions, then I will be very clear that definitely they are having 1 OH here. Okay, so this is how we can express something on the basis of H plus. Okay, now if I'm using water, I will say the number of H ions are equals to OH ion. Okay, if I'm using curd, I will say the number of H ions are greater than OH ions. And if I'm using soap, definitely I will say the number of H ions are lesser than OH ions. Are you getting my point? Okay, so each and every time in the language of chemistry, we used to write something on pH. Now, what is pH? pH is also known as strength of H ions. Okay, strength of H ions. So my time is running out, and I will tell you that what is the strength of H ions, and we cannot write anything on the base of OH. Instead of this, we have to write anything on the base of H, that something is having more H and something is having less H, or something is having equal H. That is our key point to understand what is pH, and I will tell you this on tomorrow. Same time and same address. Better don't get late. These things are much important for you and much important to me. Okay, so don't get late. Tomorrow same time, same address. Till tomorrow, bye bye, and take care of yourselves. And if you have any doubt, please WhatsApp me. Don't hesitate to WhatsApp me. If you have any kind of doubt.